an activist who has been on a hunger strike, and this is his 5th day in Kondele in the county of Kisumu, and this is on account of Miguna Miguna's tribulations and suffering. And so there comes the aspect of his health, and Oko Kusa is going to, we're going to go to Oko Kusa live to give us some information and insight on what's happening there and the concerns of nutritionists who feel that his life may be in danger. Okusa, how far along does he have if he was to continue this way before his system starts shutting down?
Yes, actually, this morning I spoke to some medics and some nutritionists who are expressing or actually raising alarm on his life, saying that if he continues like this, probably in the next 48 hours, some of his vital organs may begin shutting down. But according to Boniface, who is lying right here besides me, he says that he's going to soldier on with this hunger strike, despite Miguna Miguna, who is one of the reasons why he's taken on this hunger strike, tweeting on Monday that asking him actually and others not to die for this cause, saying that the fight or for the struggle to remove the people he calls despots is still on, but he's asking his supporters, one of them being Boniface here, not to put their lives in danger as a result of that. I just want to hear maybe one or two reasons why Boniface has decided to take on this dicey path, and let's hear from the horse's mouth himself. Boniface, this is your 5th day. Some nutritionists and medical experts are raising alarm over your health. They're saying that probably you have 48 hours before some of your vital organs start shutting down. How far do you intend to go with this?
I will stay here for as long as it takes. My main aim is to create awareness that there's a situation in Kenya that we really need to address before it gets worse. We have seen that there's been rampant violation of constitution, violation of human rights, injustices that have been continuing, not only on Miguna's issue, as much as it inspired me to come here, because the way he was treated for me was the height of impunity. And I'm really sad because some of the people who we have entrusted to take care of this constitution are the same people who are now becoming culprits of violating it. For me, I will stay here for as long as it takes, until conversation starts, until we reach the ear of the people who would take action and ensure that the rule of law in Kenya is maintained.
Miguna himself tweeted on Monday asking you or urging you not to die for this cause. And again, your action has elicited a lot of mixed reactions. There are some people who are bashing you on social media, claiming that the fight you are putting up is worthless. It's not going to, bring any change. Have you heard of those kind of sentiments?
Yes, I have heard, because most of the people believe that I'm only here because of Miguna. I'm here because of this constitution. I'm here because of the rule of law in Kenya. You know, it has reached a time where we can't sit down and stomach the continuous violation of human rights. I'm really glad that he sent a message to me asking me not to die for him. But my being here is beyond Miguna. It's not only about him. You remember, the disobeying of court orders didn't start with him. Even the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in this land, ordered for opening of the server. But somebody somewhere intentionally refused. So for me, that is a worry. That is a trend that we should not let it continue. I know I'm a young person. I might be an ordinary man with no impact in the society, but I'm ready to guard this constitution with my life, because, you know, a lot of people also lost their life while just creating this document.
So what exactly have you denied yourself?
So I've not been eating for the last 5 days. I'm not going back home. I've been camping here, you know. And for me, that is just to make a statement that we really need to take action before.
When you say that you've not been eating, what exactly have you been avoiding?
I've not been eating any food. In fact, the first 2 days, I was not eating or drinking anything. But my doctor came here and advised me if at all I wanted to continue staying here, then at least I should be taking some water. I don't think I'm doing anything different from some of our religious fellow, what they normally do. They always go fasting, they take water only, and they pray. That is just exactly what I'm doing. Only that I'm doing it for the interest of Kenya. I'm not going to give up on Kenya, because a lot of people are telling me that whatever I'm doing is in futility. But I'm not going to give up on Kenya. I'm not going to give up on this constitution. This is what Kenya is. This is what binds us. This is what creates this country. And we cannot let people treat this country as if it is their compound.
Just a while ago, some two policemen just visited you here, and they've actually asked you to abandon this particular hunger strike. What is your take?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm doing here is as per this constitution. Chapter 1, Article 3.1, which says that it is the responsibility of all citizens in Kenya to respect, uphold, and defend this constitution. I'm defending it, even if it is with my life.
Are you probably concerned about the health issues that are being raised by some of the doctors?
Yes, and every day we are taking measures to improve it.
What sort of measures?
For example, when I came here, I didn't even have a mosquito net, but a member of the public brought that net. You can see I have some water here and glucose. All these have been brought by members of the public. Somebody was here in the morning, and he has said that he's bringing me a sleeping bag and a tent, just to make my stay here as comfortable as it can get. Yes.
So how far do you intend to go with this? That is a question that is playing on everyone's lips. How far do you intend to go with this? How far do you intend to stretch yourself?
I will stay here for as long as it takes, until this reaches the president's ear, that something is not right in this country. We need to start solving some of the issues before it escalates. Because, take for example, the people who are now violating these constitutions are people in authority. What will happen when it reaches down here to common wananchi, where now everybody takes law into their own hands? That is turning Kenya into a banana republic. That is something that I cannot tolerate.
Is your family aware about this?
Yes. What I can say is that before I embarked on this, I shared and consulted. But for their own security, I don't want to keep them in this. Yes, but I'm not married. So I have my siblings who I shared with and consulted before I came here. Yes.
Finally, how exactly are you feeling now compared to the first days when you started this hunger strike? When you look back, how do you feel now? Has your health deteriorated, and to what level?
I'm really feeling the effects. I mean, I can't sleep at night. My stomach is rumbling all through. I'm feeling some pain in my muscles. They are always just twitching. My eyes are so, I feel so tired. I have a constant headache and some fever. Yes.
So what in case the government fails or the president fails to respond to some of these concerns you're raising, what are your next plans of action?
My aim is not only to reach the government's ear. Of course, I want them to know that something is not right. But there are a lot of friends even of Kenya. There's the UN, there's the African Union. They are witnessing what is happening in Kenya. They should save this country before it gets worse. You see, even the election period, we were just lucky enough that violence didn't break. But we've always been trying to, save this country. I'm a peace ambassador here in my...
Okay. Thanks you very much, Boniface, and we wish you all the best. Okay. Boniface, that is, Dan Mwangi, that is Boniface Ogutu there telling us about his hunger strike, which is entering its 5th day today. As was mentioned there before, nutritionists and some medical experts are raising their alarm over his life. They're saying that if he continues with this for the next 48 hours, probably some of his vital organs may begin shutting down. But Boniface here has actually said or maintained that he is going to go on with this hunger strike regardless of all those issues that are being raised by nutritionists and medical experts until the fight for impunity, which he claims he's championing, and injustices are handled by the so-called, by the government and the authorities that are concerned with all that. He's saying that his strength of being here is based on the Constitution, and that is not going to renege on this particular fight to have impunity and injustices eradicated in our country. Back to you, Dan.
All right, thank you very much, Oko Okusa, not at all for branding me, rebranding me rather, but thank you for speaking to us, Oko Okusa. And sir, it may sound funny to some extent, but that's a really concerning case where we have a life at risk. We're to see whether any of the leaders in the area are going to make some further action to reach out to the gentleman and see whether they feel they can, you know, step in and try and mitigate the situation there and try and handle it differently. However, we shall be getting an update from Oko Okusa later on, even in our later bulletins, to understand what the plight of Boniface is and what happens, if anything.